Chloe Johnson with PCTV Reports, and today I'm diving into our local poetry community. I went and met up with the Wasatch Wordsmiths to see what one of their poetry slams is all about.
So the Wasatch Wordsmiths is a nonprofit group in Salt Lake City that works to promote spoken word in the Salt Lake area and the Valley. Tonight's the night that we decide our team for the National Poetry Slam in Chicago this August.
Here's Kevin's thick hand writing the most dangerous city in the world. And I can't help but feel that would have made high school a lot simpler for me had my birth certificate just been this dishonest. And walks in, clothes on smoke, billowing out of the maw of a ghost. But the role is still being played by a white dragon, and in this story, he continues eating the people alive.
I actually got into poetry via Dorothy. We've known each other since high school and been best friends, and at one point in my junior year, she comes up to me and she says, "Anne, I do this thing at an open mic and you have to come with me and support me as a good friend." And I was like, okay, I'll be supportive. And you're exposed to it, and there's something very pulling about it. There's something that makes you just want to be part of it immediately as soon as you've been exposed to it.
A poetry slam is this competitive game to trick people into caring about poetry when they otherwise would not care.
We have just such an incredible group of poets, and you're close with them. It's a very tight community. You're good friends with them, but that doesn't make it not intimidating.
We get poets up, we give them 3 minutes to deliver their poem and be the person they're gonna be, and then total randos from the audience give them a score from 1 to 10, and we take that score and we decide who wins.
I was just talking to another one of the poets just literally 2 minutes ago inside about just nervousness, and we made it to final stages. You'd think you did it, you're here, you made it, but you're still, every single time you get up, you're still just thinking, okay, I have to get up in front of an audience and bare my entire soul, and then they're gonna give me a number grade. There's nothing about that isn't completely nerve-wracking.
In the late 18th century, Alexander Hamilton wrote enough words to build a nation that we are still standing on today. It is estimated that he wrote even more about his wife, but was never able to fully explain how much he loved her despite his failings. So I have lots of catching up to do.
I think poetry is so common and so awesome because it's so accessible for anyone. You don't need to train for years to pick up a pen. Well, I guess kind of, but that's why we have school. You don't need to put all this work in to put pen and paper on the page or type out some words and create a poem. I mean, anything is a poem and everything is a poem. We're always making poems in our heads.
I personally write a lot about issues in social issues and the way that they correspond with my LDS faith, because I am Mormon, and so those two things can be very conflicting for a lot of people. And I'm able to really find my truth and find my balance via poetry.
I write a lot about women's issues and mental illness, and a lot of issues that I think are really relevant to teenage girls and young women everywhere all the time right now.
In this movie, I don't have racism on demand, don't have a genocide in my queue, or a chorus of dragons blooming excuses in my ear it's just a movie, or it's just a comedy, or it's just a series of chuckles, and I say nothing, and Kevin James laughs, and I say nothing, and Netflix laughs, and I say please stop, and everyone laughs.
If you're interested in joining the Wasatch Wordsmiths, they're a very open and accepting group. Make sure you go and check them out. This is Chloe Johnson with PCTV Reports. We'll be right back with more in the studio.